Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So, how have we been? Today I want to say something about protest. There's been a lot of protest going on. The very first protest I ever witnessed was in 2021. This was at, what was it, I think it was 2022. This was around the time I had earlier joined the business. So suddenly they said, shut the app down, what. I don't think I was even hearing them. I just joined. You're telling me to shut down. Shut down for what? Who did I, or who offended me? They said the app, this app, the ride-sharing company, they are extorting us. Me, I'm like, I'm seeing profit too. I don't know where the extortion is coming from. Because me, I'm going out and I'm coming back and I'm counting money. What are you saying? Shut down. Explain now. What are you saying? Nobody's saying anything. Shut down. I'm going on my own. Somebody book me. Book me straight to the airport, which was the highest pay at the time. Only for me to pick, I called the person there like, see, guy, shut down the app. We're shutting down the app. We're shutting down. This app company will listen to us. We're shutting down. Hey, Jesus. I'm not going to go home because I had the money from yesterday already. I have to make new money today. And I'm sure there are some people that are still going to go out as much as people are shutting down and everything. The point is, I didn't strike with them. I didn't understand it. Later I saw in the news where they were talking about it. And it seemed like they were requesting that the ride-sharing companies decrease their fare to 10%. At the time I thought it was a reasonable request. I felt like, yeah, that was a reasonable request. This was around the time when they were still taking 25%. So they were asking for a reduction to 10%. I don't think that happened, but afterwards at least they came down to 20. They came down to 20. So that was how that went. The next protest again happened. Anyway, I think it was not so major. It felt like bits and pieces here and there. It wasn't, everybody would just say, see, an organized protest is coming on such and such date and we should all shut down our app, or shut down. You reach the day, obviously. Nothing has changed ever since, is what I'm trying to say. Ever since. They've had series of protests. Nothing. And that's what I'm about to address today. I got a hold of one of the flyers of the protest, the most recent one they did. I think this is more Lagos based, or Lagos organized. But it's supposed to affect everybody everywhere in the country. So I got a hold of their flyer. Let me read you their demands. Number 1, fair commission for drivers. A reviewed percentage that reflects current market realities. So they're asking for a better commission. Let me ask you something. By the way, I'm not an agent for any, I don't know, nothing like all that rubbish. This is just a personal opinion. Let me ask you this. We were suffering this idea of 20% commission, right? All of this time. And then Rider came in and said they'll take 12%. You would think everybody would literally just leave this other app that is swallowing up your money and come to this one that wants to take 12%. As if that wasn't enough, InDrive came. And when InDrive came, for the first couple of months they were around, they didn't take commission. In fact, I think it was up to a year, but it was a long time they didn't take commission. They were the cheapest ride. The problem people had then was calculation. They were not calculating. They did not realize that if you take people on in-drive, that doesn't take 1 cent in commission. You've actually made more profit than when you take somebody on boat, wherein the price is higher, but they take 20%, they go back 20%, and then booking fee and VAT and the rest of them. They still gulp it back. They were not taking those things into account. They were not calculating it well. So nobody was really giving in-drive the face that they deserved, or the attention. But as a matter of fact, because in-drive was already well established in Lagos, the customers in Lagos came to Abuja, and then it's like they're looking, is even in-drive, I want to book in-drive. It's like, what is this in-drive, for God's sake? I had downloaded it, I removed it because it didn't seem like there was a lot of activity there. And quite frankly, psychologically, it does something to you, because if a person wants to pay you 3.6 for something, another person wants to pay you 6.5, you're thinking, oh my God, 6.5. But then, by the way, that was just a speculation. But then on calculation, you come to realize that the profit you're getting from here is probably like 3.2. But this person gave you 3.6, which is your pure profit. The calculation was the problem. Fast forward, in-drive decided, you know what, we're going to be the lowest in the market and take 9.99. 99, I don't know why. 0.99 rather. I don't know why that was necessary. But that was what they resolved to do. Now by this time, they knew that they have somehow captured so many customers' mind, because now they feel like they can actually, the customers were basically booking trip when there was no commission for the lowest of amounts. So if as a customer now, you see that this person wants to take 3,000 for this place, this other person is taking 5,000. It makes financial sense, logical sense to go for the one that is taking 3,000, doesn't it? So a lot of people morphed into in-drive. In-drive was accused for being fastest finger too, because it's actually fastest finger, because the moment a trip pops up, the first person to take it takes it. That's just the reality. But then again, I'm saying, isn't in-drive, or wasn't in-drive, an answer to the high commission problem? Wasn't it an answer? If in-drive is truly an answer to that, how is it that we are still having protests and insisting that the people, those other apps that have refused to reduce the distance, you're forcing them to reduce it? The moment you're no longer there, what do they have? They begin to understand that the competition has really met them at their doorstep. They literally have to do something. In-drive is taking the charge. Boat is definitely going to join. Only if you as a driver decide, I'm not going to work on boat. There was a time I actually did that, not in protest. It was just, the boat was pissing me off with their, what's it called? Acceptance rate and all that. And I forget that. So I just left it. With Uber as well, I wasn't using it. I was just on in-drive. Simply on in-drive all day long. And I was still making good profit. I can't pinpoint when that was now, but it was around the time I was still kind of publishing my earnings for the month. I still made good profit. So why are we still asking for fair reduction or fair review to reflect whatever? You don't understand. Again, if you're on in-drive and then you are doing fastest finger first, you're not even looking at the price properly to accept what makes sense, you're losing. You don't have to hate the app for it. The driver is losing. It's like if you're in Abuja, which distance now? Let's say you go from resettlement all the way to Kubwa, and somebody was offering you 5,000. Okay, that's a stupid fare. You yourself, by the time you've entered the express and you've been going non-stop, you realize this was stupid. I really should have calmed down, maybe renegotiate. Because that's what happens when nobody picks the ridiculous prices. The price keeps going up. The customer keeps increasing the price until it gets to a point that actually makes sense. I'm just saying. Somehow, there's already an answer, but for whatever reason beyond me, people still feel the need to protest. Let's go to the next demand. Automatic fare review mechanism tied to prevailing fuel prices. What is he saying? What are they saying? Automatic fare review. So you want more money, I guess. I think that's what it means. They want more money. Let me explain this thing to you like this. Why do you always feel pissed when the police ask you for something? If you drive in Abuja at night, especially. How far? At all. And at all, 9 bypass. Anything for, see Papa stand for road now, make Papa drink water, Papa, talking what I don't know. Why do you feel pissed about it, about giving them money? Because it's not your responsibility, it's not on you. Not be you put them for the road, not be you give them the job, not be you they sponsor this, not be you be criminal either. You don't owe them some kind of tax. And you are asking the ride-sharing company to increase the fare. The moment the fare goes up, customer goes away. You yourself will not see. The way some drivers talk sometimes, it sounds like, I don't know if you are aware that you are also in a way a passenger. Because let's say your car is not available now, you have to book a trip from here to there, and the person is telling you 10,000. That's when you'd understand that it's very good that fares are regulated somehow. You're saying increase the fare. If you worked on, or if you started working with Bolt and Uber as far back as 2022 or 2021, bro, if you know the amount of, the influx, the amount of customers, this was before Tinubu, you know, the amount of customers that existed on that app, the map was always having a color. From orange to one side would just suddenly turn red because too many requests there. Every evening you very sure who say Maitama, all the work areas Garaki, very red. Customers everywhere. Tinubu happened. To find color on that map, on that boat app, or even Uber app is by luck. You don't see anything. The users drastically reduced. Drastically, like by far reduced. Too much. Because the fare went up. Not because the app did it anyway. But because the government is like, yeah, we're taking out subsidy. Fuel is now something else. The moment the fares goes up, you no longer have cost. You go come out for road, you go park. Nothing they happen. You'll be saying, where are the customers? I mean, nobody's going anywhere. But somebody wants to go somewhere. But if you think about it, just to go to that place and come back now, I'm spending 25,000. Will I not just use that money, even buy clothes safe, I'll be more happy. If you want a better fare, work with an app that has the least amount of commission. Or work with the app in a way that benefits you. You already do offline trips a lot. You already do offline, like you're already bypassing the commission a lot. And now you're still calling for protests. Nothing will ever be enough. That's the fact. Let me do a rough calculation for you. Let's say a Corolla engine, I think per mile, it consumes around 7 liters. Is that actually 6 point something, but let's just call it 7 because cars like EOD consumes up to 7.1 or so per 100 kilometers. Now that means per 1 kilometer, that's 0.07 liters. Fuel, let's say fuel sells for 1,000, irrespective of where you are in the country. Fuel sells for 1,000. So that means at 0.07 liters for 1 kilometer, that means per kilometer you are actually using up 70 naira worth of fuel. 70 naira worth of fuel. Keep that in mind. You're going for a distance of 20 kilometers. At 70 naira worth of fuel per kilometer, all you spend for a distance of 20 kilometers is 1,400 naira. For a distance of 20 kilometers, let's say they paid you 5,000. Worst case scenario, they paid you 5,000. If you take out 1,400, you still have 3,600. You have to take out the commission first. Let's say you worked with both. The 20% of 5,000, first of all, is 1,000. Let's just say they keep to their word and they actually took 20%, because like I always say, it's not 20%. But let's say they actually take out 20% of 5,000, which is 1,000. So you are left with 4,000. You remove fuel of 1,400. You are left with 2,600. That's pure profit for you. You drove for 20 kilometers. Pure profit, 2,600. Another person sitting in the market and selling things of 500 naira gain, doing POS and getting 100 naira gain and all that. You drove for 20 kilometers. It was barely like 20 minutes or something, and made 2,600. You are the problem. The problem is you. Let me run down this thing quickly. For this is to become too long. The next one. Enhanced security protocol, including mandatory KYC verification, for all riders. Let's be realistic. I'm not against this one, but let's be realistic. If you run a business, and the customer comes and then you tell the customer, before you use our this thing, you have to upload your ID or something, it tends to frustrate them. But if your channel or if your company or your business has become such a vital thing to an extent that customers really want you, when you institute something like this, they will do it. And I believe these ride-sharing companies have actually come to that point. They actually should do this, so that the next time somebody books and commits a crime or do something stupid, we can be like, we know the person properly, not we know the phone number. No, that's not enough. That's far from enough. this actually does make sense. Of all the demands, I think this is one thing that actually makes sense here. Next one. Collaborative protection measures with government agency against harassment, theft, and kidnapping. How we want to do this one now? Against harassment. I'm guessing harassment is not from the customers, because if customer try nonsense, you have your elbow, you do your thing. Maybe union? The union is the government. The government is the one harassing you. You want to collaborate with them to harass you more. They will not. They are earning from it. They're not going to stop harassing you. You just have to find measures to stop. Actually, in as much as the ride-sharing companies are big and everything, I feel like there's only so much they can do when it comes to trying to get the government officials not to be abusive or harass us on the road. Just imagine the losses, personal losses, by the way, because these crooks, they are not trying to remit back to the government. The personal losses these people are going to be going through if they were to say they are not going to talk to any boat driver, any Uber driver. It's a good initiative, but I feel like it's a long shot. It's a long shot. Still, it's good. Somehow. It makes sense, actually. Theft and kidnapping. Okay. I don't know about theft. I think you have a duty to protect your car. Put in car tracker if you can. Honestly, do that, because the moment that car gets stolen, that's the one saving grace you have. You can tell your neighbor and tell NT anyhow you want. If you're not finding that guy, you're not finding it. But at least if he has a car tracker, the moment it goes on, you can find it to the spot where it is. Kidnapping. Be careful. Don't get kidnapped. Lastly, they said driver welfare and accident support, including health insurance coverage and emergency assistance. Health insurance coverage already exists in, I think, the Uber app. Both apps used to advertise one health insurance cover, but I don't think it's free. But Uber actually has an health insurance coverage wherein if you get into an accident on a trip or during a trip, right, they owe you some amount of money. I think it's all there in the Uber app. You should read through. The app is very comprehensive. There's a lot of things in there. Okay, so other apps should follow suit, because apps like InDrive don't have anything. If you die, you die. You are gone. Nobody even remembers your name. So even the app people. In fact, what they will do after some times, they'll call you. You've not been driving on a platform. They don't know you are dead, because they don't have anything. You just go straight to the point. I don't even know if the SOS works. So that's my take on these things, man. The next protest we should be having should make some sense, and it's not necessarily necessary to shut down anything. Just make your blah, blah, blah. Say what your demands are, right? If you collectively say with one voice and then you push the agenda, maybe that's all it takes. I'm hoping that there are better ways to go about these things rather than taking placards and shutting down something. It's somewhat worrisome that this is the only way that people listen. Maybe shut down the boat office. Actually, that makes some capacity of sense. If they have an office. Maybe this is why they didn't have an office. Shut it down. Okay, not going to try and tell you how to organize a protest. I'm not a protest expert, but that is my view on this whole thing. All right, and there are other apps too coming up in the market, like TRUBOOKER. I've always been saying this. We're in partnership with them. And now they have the lowest form of commission. Man, you need to try out this TRUBOOKER thing. It's truly going to revolutionize interstate travel. Just download the app and look at it yourself, okay? If you don't want to be a part of it, it's fine, but you just need to take a look at it. It's worth looking at, is what I'm trying to say. All right? Their commission is going to be the lowest, even lower than what's it called in Drive, which is at 7%, right? And what they're offering is just not what your conventional ride-sharing business is offering. It's a whole lot more sweeter, a whole lot more top-notch. So you have to be on board. So that's what I have for you this time. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.